fellow book lovers. This is Shawneda, the founder of We Love Books Con, and today we have our fellow book lover joining us. Her name is Monica Snipes Pearson. I know her as Rumi because we did board together during our college days back in the 90s. And we are sharing some books that we love today. So we're going to because she's our guest, we're going to let Miss Monica tell you a little bit about herself, and then she's going to jump into the book she wants to tell you she loves right after.
Thank you, Shawneda. Let me start by saying I'm so happy and excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I am Monica. I am a pre-K teacher by day. But I do love to read. I was an English major in said college that Shawneda and I were roomies together in.
Go ahead and say it for you burst. Just say it.
We're Spelmanites. We went to Spelman College, and we, especially me, I wear my Spelman pride with pride.
And I love the people I met there because I am a maverick. You were saying continue. I went to Minnesota State University Maverick right here, baby, because I did not finish at Spelman. So yay, Minnesota. Yes. And I still love my Spelman sisters to the day.
And you made a difference at Spelman. You left a mark there.
Thank you. That is so sweet. And they left a mark on me in a good way because I love all y'all. Okay.
Crossing my, I didn't know how that was going to end.
Back to the books.
Okay, and also, Shawneda, let me just say that I'm also a YouTuber. My YouTube channel is Sweet Lip, and I mainly focus on women's issues. So all things related to women is what I like to talk about. I do different things. It's a relatively new channel, so I do different things. But please check me out, Sweet Lip.
Yes, and I was going to slide in all the fun graphics, and I will still do that for the YouTube video of this podcast. But she beat me to it. I was going to hype her up at the end. Might I add, her daughter is also on the channel. She is adorable. You will love her. Monica Cute too. The channel is hilarious. You want this in your life when you need a pick-me-up, a laugh, and just to look at women's issues in a different way. Okay, Now back to the book love.
Okay.
All right.
So, did you want me to?
You start. You're the guest.
All right. Okay. So Shawneda asked me to bring a book with me to share with all of you. And the book that I chose out of my library is called The Book of Joy. And this book is actually written by a man named Douglas Abrams. And the book is beautiful because it is a narrative of his discussions with the Dalai Lama and Bishop Desmond Tutu. So it's a narrative of his visits with them, sometimes separate. He would meet with the men separately, sometimes together. They would be together. And it's just so powerful the way that he tells that story. However, underneath the narrative is the informative nature of this book, which is how to attain joy, which is above even happiness.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I tell people all the time because people are like, oh, you so happy? Mm-hmm. No, not always. But I have, for my faith, I have joy. I am a joyful person. I always look for the bright side. I do process the negative feelings. I go through them. I'm human. Monica knows she was my roommate. However, I do normally end up back at make the best of it. It's all about perspective. Keep it moving. Like I've kind of been that way. I don't know how long, but a long time.
I like that you say that because one of the principles that both men, because both of these men are famous for their suffering and their they don't glorify material things. They spend their life helping other people. That's what they've dedicated their whole life to. And so they just talk about the importance of having that realization or that consciousness that whatever it is that you're going through, you can best believe somebody's got it worse than you. So put yourself aside, put all, find joy in putting your problems aside, yourself aside. Don't be so selfish and so into what's going on with you that you can't help another person. And that is what will bring you joy.
The joy. Yeah.
Yes.
Aw. Okay. All right. All right, Bishop and Dolly.
Yes.
Because I don't know what his, I'm like, Dalai Lama. I thought that was his title. Is that his name?
That's he has another, because there have been different Dalai Lamas.
That's what I thought. But I only know him as Dalai Lama.
Yes, that's all you're supposed to know him. Don't you? You don't have those.
Cute. All right.
So that's the Dalai Lama to you.
He sure is.
Yes, and so but they're such charming men, and they're little old men now, so and they just
right. I remember watching videos of Bishop Tutu like in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and like I was looking at I think he's passed now. Is he still alive? The last time I saw a video of him, his hair was white. I was like, oh my gosh, when did he get old? Because when I saw him, he was so vibrant and just always full of, just graceful, but just, you could just feel the energy exude from him when he was talking. I was like, all right, Bishop Tutu.
Oh, definitely. My mother loved him.
Girl, my foster dad loved anyone old and wise and not materialistic.
Okay.
Like he was that dude.
Yeah.
So, and he shared his love of books with me. Like the day I moved into my foster home, he gave me a book. That was my introduction. He was like, they tell me you like to read. I was like, I love to read. He was like, here, read this.
Oh, wow.
And I read it immediately. And until he died, we read a book together every other month. I think the average was we read books together. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful, Nita. And so Bishop Tutu is still living.
Okay, thank you. Everybody been dying, girl. It's been that kind of. I'm like, did he die? I'm sorry. 2020. We gave you a death that you weren't responsible for.
And that's just life, isn't it? That's what happened.
That is so horrible. I'm glad. We need his positivity in the world, especially today.
Absolutely. And the book is all about putting it back in the world. Don't, just make your mission to help other people. That's
we love books, kind of helping other people through books.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And other way, Shawneda, that's one way.
Y'all didn't see that. Y'all didn't see that, Nat. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, you didn't see me wave at my face. But if this video, this part goes onto YouTube, you did not see that, Nat, but it attacked me. And I defended myself. I apologize, Monica. Please continue.
That is okay, Shawneda. I'm glad that you defended yourself, because we don't want anything with wings, especially insects with wings, landing anywhere, especially in these days and times.
That's right. They might have, I don't know what.
And you don't know where they've been.
Don't know, and don't want to know, and don't want to find out. But I love that you love nonfiction books. See, these are things that, again, when we were talking about doing this, talking about our love for books, I would never have known, like, because I don't.
You don't at all? Not, you mean it, not a salacious
not right now
autobiography that's just...
Oh, I hate autobiographies. My least favorite kind of book. I kid you not, I would rather read a textbook and learn something that can give me a skill, that can help me help someone else, that can be beneficial to my clients or my business or whatever, than read an autobiography. So I read Becoming because it's Michelle Obama. You better believe I read Becoming. Yeah. I actually listened to it because I'm not an audiobook chick. I like that word. Give me the words in ebook or print. I will take either. But I listened to her audiobook and I loved it. I was like, you could read me every audiobook under the sun, Mrs. Obama.
Oh, so she reads it to you.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't. I had the book.
So good.
The hard.
I had the book too, but I was working and I was in grad school. And I was trying to I had started another audiobook podcast and we were reading Becoming together. Mm-hmm. No, it was for my women's group that is now defunct. and we were reading Becoming together, and I was the leader of the group, so I had to read it. So the only way I could get it was to listen to it while I was at work, because when I was home, I was working on my grad degree.
Right.
When I was, but when I would be doing like stuff like low focus work, I was listening to Michelle Obama. Mm-hmm. It was wonderful. It was the best week at work ever.
So would you say that her book helped you be of help to someone else?
Yes, it did.
So there you go. You were able,
but it was not a salacious autobiography.
Let me think. It was some salaciousity in that book somewhere. What about the part?
It was juicy, but it wasn't salacious. Okay. It was good. But it was Michelle Obama. You know, she wasn't going to give you the good. Like Jennifer Lewis' book, I want to read it, but I'm scared.
Why? Why would you be scared?
Girl, Jennifer Lewis is off the chain. She is off the chain in the live interviews. You're going to give her a book with no FCC rating, with no with no restrictions on what she can say. Yeah. I don't mean like afraid. I'm just like, what am I gonna learn that I can't erase? Because she's the black mama of Black Hollywood. Like, sure. I like her being my black mama. I like her being Auntie Jennifer.
She also,
I read that book and she gonna become like Girlfriend Jennifer or something else. Cause the parts that I heard about it, she was like, I liked my men, and I was like,
oh, that's what you meant. That type of getting to know people. Because I'm like, oh, well, she's a matriarch. She paved the way. She's coming.
I don't want to think about matriarchal people getting it in.
But okay, that type of thing. But still, we gotta learn. We learn from the people who came before us, and she has stuff to teach us. So we gotta let go of this whatever I don't know what you're doing over being a prude.
I am not a prude, thank you, because one of the first books I read was the Kama Sutra, so I'm not a prude.
No, you're not, but that's what you're exuding.
But no, I'm not. There's just a distinction, there's a delineation. Like, I don't want to sit and talk about that kind of stuff with my grandma. I mean, I know they do it, but I don't want to hear about it. I want to sit up and talk with my girlfriends about that. I don't want to girlfriend her. There's like a level of honor and respect that I have for her. Not because she's not human, but just because of all she went through, and then learning about her mental health challenges and all the things that she endured, about the trauma that she had to work through. I mean, I heard about it, and while I admired her, I was like, but she a little saucy in the mouth too, and she's slick and it's funny, but then I'm like, do I really want to know who she done got it in with and things of such nature? I don't know, but I'm not nosy like that by nature. Like, when I find out people's personal business, I'm normally trying to scrub it from my mind. Like, I didn't need to know that. I don't want that information. Can I scrub that?
Yeah, but we give it to you anyway. And you're so cute. And that's why we give it to you, because you're going to be cute about it and we're not going to care.
I know. but I have this choice. She's not calling me and Jennifer Lewis are not buds. She's not gonna call me up and tell me her business. So I have a choice.
Not your grandma, so you don't have to worry about feeling some kind of way because she had a female relation, a homosexual relationship with another woman.
I don't care about her getting it in with a chick. I'm talking about just like, she's descriptive, and I'm gonna read it in her voice. Because she's Jennifer Lewis.
And you're going to enjoy it. It's going to bring you joy.
I'll think about it. I mean,
Yes, think it through, because I do want to read her book. I want to read her. I kind of want to read Mariah. Kinda.
Mariah, I love some of her music, especially when she was with the Black producers. Prior to 2005, those were her best years for me. But have you seen Nick Cannon? That is a mess, and you put that mess together. I'm praying for them babies. Like, they are great artists, but I don't know if I want to look inside of their brains. And
yeah, I feel you, but I think her book would be interesting. Okay. However, maybe not as an autobiography, but as a biography, because I feel like, as autobiography, she's gonna present it different. In her Mariah, butterfly, honey. She'll sprinkle the glitter. She gonna do that,
and it's always gonna look the best on her. The shine will always be on.
Oh, definitely. this person did this she's the victim of it all.
And I'm not here for it because
Yeah,
there's
I
always
want that
two
real.
players.
I want what you did and what they did. I want the whole, I want all sides. So that's my take on reading her autobiography. And of course, and this is way off kilter. You're gonna be like, Monica, why are you bringing this up? It
Now
is
I'm intrigued. Tell
2020.
me, you've piqued my interest.
Okay. I just have to, and because this was on my mind this morning, but the autobiography of Frederick Douglass, the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass.
Oh no, absolutely. I've read that.
Okay, and I know this is from the 1800s. I have to bring it into this conversation about autobiographies, but that thing
Girl, Frederick Douglass was an entire situation. I was like, but it was very oh my God, that's a whole, we probably should do a whole
I'm sorry.
discussion on that one for
real.
I
didn't mean to even
because what that gave me was so many insights also into the way the American experience shapes the mind of a Black man, like even to today. Because when you look at, like, people don't realize he had like 2.5 wives.
Where's the half? Why are you saying half?
He had the Black woman,
right, and the white woman,
and the other one.
Oh, you mean the chicks? There was multiple chicks.
The one he almost left the white woman who died for.
You mean the Black one died.
The Black one died, and then he got with the white one.
Right,
and then the white one got sick.
He died before the white one died.
No, he died before the white one died, but there was another chick. He used to have these chicks come live with him.
That was the Black one that he did that with.
He did it with both of them.
Okay, I believe it.
I was like, because I thought the same thing. I was like, wait, this Black woman put up with all this madness, and this white woman that came in this Black woman's house.
But that was
she's still alive, like the white woman.
But that was years ago, and it was, I mean, this is another conversation.
This is another conversation, but it was opening. It was eye-opening for me because he did write that book. I'm trying to see if it's in Gutenberg. I think it is a Gutenberg book. Yeah, Gutenberg Project. Yes. So the thing that I didn't tell you about my hand binding my books is I'm going to offer the African American books that have made it into the Gutenberg Project to be hand bound.
Okay, cool.
Because there are a lot of hand bound presses and classic presses that all they do is print Caucasian or mainstream classic Gutenberg Project books, but there are not a lot that actually offer African American books that make it into the Gutenberg Project, so people don't get that option. So one of the reasons I was teaching myself hand binding was to be able to do that as well in the classic library archival.
That's what I want in my life. Like, if I'm gonna buy the autobiography of Frederick Douglass, I want it to look like what it looked like when he wrote it.
Yes.
If I'm gonna buy, the Dolly, if I'm something like this, I want it to be special. I want, I have Shakespeare, Toni Morrison, these real, the
heavy hitters, classic people who shaped the writing landscape.
Yes, we want those.
So I'm working on that, but I'm not ready. That's late 2021 because I need those. I need my corners crisp. I need my adhesive and my wheat paste ingredients not perfect, but I need it to look you know how I am, Monica. I like it right.
Tighten it up.
Right, that's right. So
the Bible. We didn't mention the Bible. We got a Bible, the Quran, all your religious books. Are they in the Google?
No, they're not in the Gutenberg Project.
Okay, well, never mind then.
I already looked because I just rebound my Amplified Bible, my classic Amplified Bible, which is my preferred version. I don't do King James. He ain't do folk right. I don't do him. I like the Amplified because it actually translates it directly from the original language versus the reinterpretation that was done by Shakespeare and the like for the King James. So you can keep that. No, thank you. I prefer the Amplified. And my daughter, she had her children's Bible, and we would be doing our daily, Bible reading time before we would go. She would go to bed each night, and I would say, and she'd be like, "Mommy, that's not in mine." And she started to hear the discrepancies in what we would talk about in the word choices that were made in the children's Bible that she was reading, and she didn't want it anymore. So I gave her my old Amplified Bible, but it was paperback, because this was my throw it in my purse, lug it around before Kindle came out. Like, this Bible is older. This Bible 20 years old, girl. And I rebound it and put it in the purple cover in her favorite color. And when I was, again, just learning, part of when I was learning, she was like, "Mommy, I want it, but it's coming apart." And so I put it in and protected it and did all the repair on it. And so now she has my old Amplified Classic. Like, she loved it. And it's cute too. It's purple and shimmery and stuff. Anyway, because we love books in this house.
Similar for me, Nita. And I have to share this story because she did it right before freshman year at Spelman. It was like a gift to me for going to Spelman, but she bought me a new Bible, and she had my name printed on it. It was like embroidered, a leather zip up Bible, and she had my name, and it was very special to me. And at my wedding, the Bible bearer carried that Bible down the aisle. It's lost now. He lost it at the wedding. But
what?
Yes, but it's okay. My mom has, I think I have another Bible or something. Okay. But she's given me Bibles over the years, and they all, even though I don't necessarily open them like I should, because that's really what she would want to hear, that I'm using them, opening them, and read them. That's what she doesn't care about the rest of it.
But she made it pretty and sparkly because she knows her daughter.
Yeah, and she made it to make it special, like how you made it special. So that goes a long way. I'm at my age, which we're not. That's another conversation.
Not important.
At my age, to still hold on to that and keep that memory.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Oh, well. I wanted her to love it. She's tactile, and like I said, she was like, "Mommy," because I don't even read. I read my Bible on my phone now. I have the Bible app on every device I get. There's a Bible on it. So, yeah. But at any rate, I've made that for her, for my daughter, and she loves it. So no, I did go and research because I need a new Bible, and I don't like any of the Bibles out in the stores right now. And I was like, well, can I print it and run it down? But the actual Amplified Classic Bible, it has not gone up. The copyright is still pending on it for at least another 80 years. So
how many years?
80.
You said AD or 8?
80.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's 125, and then they just introduced another law that made it extra 25 to 40, depending on the print and all of those things and the availability. So, needless to say, I'm gonna just read it on my app and be all right with myself. Put that night vision view on and be okay. So, okay. Yeah, but okay, are you about? Okay, all right. So, we're gonna turn a little to the left because Monica is, as you've heard, very educated, well-spoken. She's giving instruction and molding the minds of our most precious resources, and she reads wonderful books like the Book of Joy about the Dalai Lama and different, her aspirations are to read about Frederick Douglass so she can continue to know more about our history. And I'm gonna show you this fiction book. So check this right here. I'm not that deep today. So this is the book that I read. It's by another indie author. For those who don't know, I am an author, but this is not that podcast. I used to have a show where I would help and where I would connect with other authors in that genre, just to give us some book love, because being an author is hard and promoting books is a lot of work. And you need all the exposure you can get. We Love Books Con is actually better for me because I'm a book lover. I was a reader first. I was an author second. And now I'm a book sharer. That was, that's happened along the way. But I love reading. So this book by D.L. White, Brunch at Ruby's. I liked it because it was fun. It was light. Like I said, I've been reading a lot of heavy books. I might still have, I think they called it graduate school haze or something like that, where for the first year or two, when you finish doing a lot of intensive studying and serious book matter, I don't want to read anything heavy. Right? I just want to have a good time in my books. I am not a romance girl. Although there were romantic elements to this book, but this was a good book. It was about women, three Black women, and their friendship, and how they would go and like this restaurant, Ruby's, is like the pinnacle and like almost like the fulcrum where all of their relationship woes and restorations and repairs happen. And it talks about this woman, how this institution basically of a restaurant has been around for decades. It's based in Atlanta. It's all good. The description is nice, but the thing I love about it the most is she really fully develops her characters, and they the way they play off of each other and grow even inside the book. Like I love a character arc that has growth, and it had that. It was almost cliche because they had this one character, and I was like, "Girl, you go one more time. I'm gonna close it. I ain't gonna finish this book. You fooling with me? I can't take it." But then she kind of made a left turn at Albuquerque as she was supposed to, and it finished wonderfully. It was a beautiful book.
How long was it, Shawneda?
How long was the book? I don't know. It's an ebook. It's an ebook. Hello.
So how do you determine stuff like that with ebooks? How do you?
Well, if you look, well, this book has 45 chapters, and she does have pages which are actually able to be assigned or aligned with reading. So it's 391 print pages.
Okay.
So it's a full novel.
Yeah.
It's a good book, but I read very fast. So
yes, you do.
I heard that. So so it was a great read. I don't want to give away the storyline. And if I talk too much, I will deep dive into the details. And I don't want to do that.
Well, can I ask what year is the setting, or what times?
The time. I think it would be modern day prior to COVID. So within a 5-year period, maybe between 20, based on what she was saying about the Atlanta scene and how the money was flowing, it was not quite recession. Like it was rebound from recession, because the annoying character that was irking my entire nerve, she was a realtor, and they were just about to start having, they were starting to have problems with sales, but it wasn't. But she was a realtor to, like, the upper echelon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that.
And it's set in Atlanta.
And it's set in the A. Welcome to the A.
Yeah.
I want to say goodbye to the A, but welcome to the A.
Or a bar, what is it?
Brunch. Ruby's was like the soul food space. It was a diner, like, like a good down home diner, almost like Varsity, but nicer. Okay. Pascal's. It put me in the mind of Pascal's.
Okay.
But Ruby. So it's a Pascal's, like, because they had a real nice menu, good setting, and the owners were like how the owners are institutions in the neighborhood. Okay. Everybody knows them. Yeah, it was like that. So it was very Pascal-esque.
Okay. So now, was it like, so these are three women,
African-American women. Yes.
And so we're going through each of their stories.
Yes, and they're friends and they're connected. And one of them had to move back. Of course, this is probably why the book got a soft spot for me. She was in DC, Maryland, doing her thing. Her mother had passed. Her mother owned a bookstore. Her father was in early signs of dementia. So she had to move back to help write things, because the mother passed away suddenly. She was, to me, the star of the book. She was the lead female. There were 3 main lead female characters, but it was her story, in my opinion. And then you had her 2 friends, and they, kind of went along for the ride. But
and there's that piece about somebody always having it worse off than you, because I'm just sitting here thinking, what would it be like to have to uproot my life? Girl. What I'm trying to do for myself.
Hello.
Because my parents need me.
And she and that's what she did, and left her dude and everything.
Yes. Can you imagine?
Yes, because I did it. I moved back to Atlanta from Pittsburgh, working in tech, where I was aspiring to be, where I went and got a graduate degree as a technical communicator to help someone I considered a family member with their ailing parent. That's why I came back to Atlanta. She was not a blood relative, but to me, how I am, family, family. So she needed help. I came.
And there you are. Hey,
There you
girl. Hey.
Hey, but ready to go as soon as COVID in the world and life lets me out, because the help needed is no longer needed. So,
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's what you do. That's what you do.
Yes.
You do what you do.
Yes, girl.
So, but yeah, I
Going
mean,
through my feelings, but then, I have choices. I have a cheating, I have a choice. And so,
she didn't, because she was their only child.
woo.
Yeah, no, it was a very, very well plot was very well developed, very believable.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good book, perfect. No, of course not. No book is perfect, but um, I would say very close.
Wow. Did you just say close to perfect?
I'm talking about the grammar and the stuff like that, not the
Oh,
plot. Yeah, no,
oh.
that was a good story. I mean, it was a good story.
Yeah, it sounds
It's a
absolutely
great story.
phenomenal. And I
Yeah.
do have it. I
Yes,
just
you do.
don't have, I did whatever I was supposed to do on Amazon, I did it to get the free version, but I don't know what to do next.
You
So
open it in the Kindle. Do you have a Kindle? What
I
do you?
don't, I mean, is it an app? Can I just put the
Yes,
app on my phone?
yes.
It's as simple as that.
On
Trying to,
your phone, on your iPad. No, I'm not being funny. I didn't know you didn't know this.
I don't. And don't you judge me. Look at you.
I'm not judging you. I'm shocked.
That is judgment. Shock is a form of judgment.
Is it? Oh, I apologize. I didn't think it was.
It may not be, but it
I'm like, what? My bad. You have to remember, I live in the tech world. Like,
yeah, and I
so,
don't.
but
I mean, I do now with COVID, but not to that degree, not to the Kindle level. But just get the app is what you're saying.
yes, get the app, download the app, and the Kindle world is your oyster. Crack it open. Have a
I
pearl or two,
will.
or a million, because it's millions of books there.
And I might do away with this whole paperback.
You won't. I didn't. No.
You sure I won't?
I prefer my nonfiction books still in paperback.
Okay.
But my fiction books, like things that I just devour quickly, especially, yes. But when I find an author that I love, I'm like you. I like their paperback, but I want an autograph. If I'm gonna pay for a paperback book, I want an autograph.
Well, what if they're no longer here to give you that autograph?
Well, then it's a collector's item, and her name is Toni Morrison, and that's different.
Okay, then it's okay.
It's okay. Like, I have all of Maya's books, but I had them all before she passed because I love her like that. You remember when I went to go see her when we were at Spelman?
I don't remember.
At Dr. Barbara King's anniversary, the lady from the psychology department, my advisor mentor, she was like, "I know you love Maya Angelou." I know, girl, and that ain't never changed. And I was just online, still always doing something.
Yeah, always doing something. That's why when you talk about Spelman, I'm like, girl, please bye. Because every time I looked up, you were in this committee, that committee, going to go see this professor, that for doing this, that, and other. Just all.
That is about who I am.
Right. Oh,
but that I'm gonna that's how my foster dad, and that's how life, that's how I was shaped. You make a contribution, you make a difference, you leave. My foster dad used to always say, leave it better than you found it. Leave people better than you find them, leave places better than you find them, and keep your word, because if your word ain't nothing, you ain't nothing. He didn't say nothing, he used another word, a little more colorful, but I like to keep my podcast rating on the up and up, so I can't use that word, but he meant it when he said it. So I try to keep my word. I do my best that I can to do that. I'm not perfect, and I try to leave things better than I find them.
beautiful.
He left me better than he found me, so I think it's a good policy.
Yeah, but yes, and I see that in you. You definitely you leave a mark.
I try. And hopefully it's a good one. I done left a few bad ones, and when I leave them bad, woo, they
Mm.
stay. So
I
I
mean,
try to leave them good.
honey, child, we are human beings and we got limits.
Girl, and you know when I hit my limit, it ain't good for nobody.
Yeah.
Lord
So,
Jesus. That's why we got that Bible.
exactly. We got forgiveness,
Yes.
the Bible,
Yes.
the Kama Sutra, the book of.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Okay, so this sounds like a sweet lip conversation. We about to slide over into that sweet lip area, which readers, fellow book lovers, readers, and We Love BookCon podcast trier outers. Please make sure to support and check out Monica. There's a reason why I say her name like that. Over on the Sweet Lip. That's also, pardon me, all my up north coming out. It's also her Instagram profile. You'll find links to all of those things on the YouTube video. If you're listening to this on in my commercial-free podcast library, you find links there as well. If you're a BookBox subscriber from my readers, and I think on my actual podcast host, you can get those links as well. If not, you can hit the email and send them to me. I'll make sure you get them because she is worth following. She is an entire hoot.
Thank you, Shawneda. Oh
Thank
my
you,
gosh.
Monica. I'm
Wow.
looking forward to our next time because we do love books. And we are going to be this silly and personal every time we talk about them because they're a good time. If you don't know, now you know, and you better ask somebody. So thank you so much. I'm not sure if this will be the end of the episode or if this will lead into a few book announcements about online book events that you can check out between now and the next We Love Books Con. But whatever it is, make sure you crack a book open. And thanks for loving books with us online today.